Ever wonder why certain NBA celebrations get banned, even fined? Let's talk about Dwyane Wade's infamous cutthroat gesture. In 2016, he nailed a clutch shot, made a bold neck slice motion, and boom, $25,000 gone. Why? The league called it menacing. But is raw emotion now off limits? Gerald Green got the same fine for fake finger guns, and Dwight Howard lost $35,000 for a lewd finger-tongue gesture. Even Mutombo's iconic finger wag cost $5,000 per shake. So, where's the line between hype and harm? Are we protecting the league's image or just scrubbing out personality? Hit that subscribe button. We're diving into the wildest banned celebrations the NBA doesn't want you to repeat. Ready? Let's go. LeBron James's Big Bass $15,000 fine. Let's talk about LeBron James and one of his boldest celebrations. During a heated game against the Indiana Pacers on November 24, 2021, LeBron was feeling it, dropping 39 points and completely taking over. With about a minute left, he hit a cold-blooded three-pointer and then busted out the classic Big Bass celebration. You know the one, made famous by Sam Cassell back in the day. The NBA fined LeBron $15,000 for that move. Yeah, 15 grand just for that gesture. It's wild because other stars like Kobe Bryant, Klay Thompson, and even Fred VanVleet had done it before. So, was LeBron just carrying on the legacy or crossing the line? Do you think that celebration should have been banned? Or should the league let players express themselves more? Either way, the NBA wasn't having it. But for someone with LeBron's bank account, $15,000 is pocket change. Still, the moment went viral, and not just for the shot. It's proof that even the greatest get slapped on the wrist sometimes. What would you have done in his shoes? Jimmy Butler's sideline hump, $15,000 fine. Now this one's just hilarious. Jimmy Butler wasn't even in the game. He was injured and chilling on the bench during a matchup in April 2021. But when his team made a big play, Jimmy couldn't help himself. He stood up and hit a few quick thrusting motions, thinking the cameras weren't on him. Spoiler alert, they were. The NBA caught the moment and hit Jimmy with a $15,000 fine for obscene gestures. But here's where it gets better. Jimmy blamed his coach. In a classic Butler moment, he said, "Spo told us to celebrate," throwing Eric Spoelstra under the bus with a grin. Should a guy get fined for something that happened off the court? And should intent matter if it's just a joke? Jimmy is one of the NBA's most entertaining personalities, so fans mostly laughed it off. But the league has a different sense of humor. They made it clear, it doesn't matter where you are or if you're joking, you've got to keep it clean. Would you have fined him or let Jimmy be Jimmy? Dwyane Wade's cutthroat, $25,000 fine. Let's rewind to Dwyane Wade's time with the Chicago Bulls in 2016. The team wasn't championship bound, but Wade still had that clutch gene. After hitting a dagger shot in crunch time, Wade turned to the crowd and hit the cutthroat celebration, a slicing gesture across the neck. Fans loved it. It felt intense, raw, like something out of a movie. But the NBA, they fined him $25,000 for making a gesture they called menacing and inappropriate. Wade took the high road and apologized immediately, saying he got caught up in the moment. Do you think the NBA overreacted here? Or is a neck-slashing gesture just too far, no matter who does it? It's interesting because other players had used that celebration in the past without as much attention, but Wade's status and timing made it stand out. The league made an example out of him. $25,000 isn't small, even for NBA stars. And it sent a message. Even if it's just hype, violence-related gestures aren't welcome. Would you keep it in the game, or is that one worth banning? Gerald Green's Finger GS, $25,000 fine. Now let's talk about Gerald Green and one of the most intense celebrations ever. Back in January 2016, Green was playing for the Miami Heat and had a standout moment. After a big bucket, he turned toward the Wizards bench, made his fingers into guns, and pretended to fire at them twice. Sounds harmless? Not to the NBA. They slapped him with a $25,000 fine for using what they called menacing finger gun gestures. That kind of imagery? It's a big no-no in today's league. Doesn't matter if it was all in fun. Perception matters. Do you think that celebration was over the line? Or was it just adrenaline in the heat of the moment? It was a different time for the Heat. Post-LeBron, post-Bosh, with guys like Green trying to bring back that edge. But the league made it clear. No violent gestures, period. Green didn't comment on it, but fans were divided. Should the league consider context or keep the rules black and white? Is this your kind of content? Like it, comment something awesome, and subscribe to stay updated. Dwight Howard's finger tongue, $35,000 fine. Okay, this one's different. Dwight Howard, the king of goofy moments, really crossed the line here. In a game against the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2019, he made a play, looked toward the crowd, or maybe a player, and did a super suggestive gesture, stuck out his tongue, and moved his finger in and out. You get the picture. It wasn't subtle. The NBA responded fast with a $35,000 fine for an obscene gesture. It's one of the heaviest fines on this list. And here's the thing. No one knows why Dwight did it. Maybe it was a joke. Maybe he was taunting a heckler. Maybe he was just being, well, Dwight. Was it funny to you or just flat out inappropriate? Should intent or audience reaction affect the penalty? Dwight didn't push back or explain, but fans were left with one big question. Where does the NBA draw the line? Some said it was harmless fun. Others were shocked. What do you think? Deserved or overblown? Dikembe Mutombo's finger wag, $5,000 per wag. Now for a legend, Dikembe Mutombo and his iconic finger wag. This wasn't a one-time thing. It was his signature move. After blocking a shot, he'd shake his finger back and forth, telling the opponent, "Not in my house." But in the David Stern era, the NBA didn't love the taunt. Every time Mutombo wagged his finger directly at a player, he got fined $5,000 per wag. Can you imagine getting charged $5,000 just to say no with your finger? Should the league have just let Mutombo be himself? Or were they right to police direct taunts? Eventually, the league struck a deal. Mutombo could keep doing it, but only if he wagged at the crowd, not at players. Classic compromise. And of course, Mutombo agreed, still getting the message across, just a little more politely. This moment says a lot about how the NBA evolved, from trying to control every gesture to meeting players halfway. What would you do? Pay the fine or change the move? Celebrations in the crosshairs. Where's the line? So now that we've looked at all these wild NBA celebrations, let's ask the big question. Where exactly is the line between fun and fine-worthy? These moments, from LeBron's big BAS to Mutombo's finger wag, all came from emotion, intensity, and personality. Isn't that what makes the NBA great? Sure, some gestures were over the top. Dwight's finger tongue, for example, was pushing it. But things like Wade's cutthroat or Jimmy just having fun on the bench, those feel more like harmless flair than anything else. The fans love it. Social media loves it. But the NBA, not so much. The fines ranged from $5,000 to $35,000. But the message was always the same. Celebrate wisely. Is it fair? Or are we losing some of the league's edge? Let's hear it. Which celebration would you bring back if you were commissioner? And which ones deserve to stay banned forever? In a league built on passion, showmanship, and emotion, cracking down on celebration feels like dimming the very light that draws fans in. Sure, some gestures cross a line, but others? They're just personality in motion. Whether it's LeBron's swagger or Mutombo's iconic wag, these moments make the NBA unforgettable. So, should the league protect its image or embrace its star's flair? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more legendary NBA moments.